Welcome back to the channel. With Star Citizen's ILW in full swing, the release of the Idris, and some unexpected drama that has been all over the spectrum and YouTubes, I wanted to focus on one particular thing that sticks out to me. I saw tons of feedback on it in conversations that occurred in the comment sections of the last video. So today, we're going to cover a couple of things. I'm going to talk about the obvious weakness in an otherwise decently balanced ship as far as it comes to capital versus capital combat, as well as the glaring vulnerability, the potential cause of the issue, and a new obvious vulnerability we found that I haven't seen anyone else talking about. Unfortunately, I won't be talking about that part until later on in the video. The Idris, for those that have experienced it firsthand, is just absolutely wild. It is sometimes hard to express just how impressive walking around the ship is. Now add in that it is the largest current ship in the game with an insane armament. This has many players drooling over it. So my org mates and I have tried spending more time utilizing it. It really is too much ship to take to your run-of-the-mill bounty mission or even the new low-level Foxwell mission. Unless you're heavy RPing the carrier aspect of the ship and launching fighters out for patrol missions, which honestly seems a bit ridiculous. The mileage varies attempting to do the Hunt the Idris mission, as many already know the dumbfired torp to the rear door vulnerability and just want to take out every Idris they see. So some org mates of mine got a little antsy and we decided to partake in some shenanigans. Before I get into the meat of this video, I want to take a second and thank all of you for the feedback and encouragement. I'm working to make each of these a better production than the last. I'm on the final stretch to 500 subscribers. If you could, it means the world to me if you would help out, like, share, and subscribe. That would be amazing to hit 500 subscriptions and really motivates me to keep doing this. Whoops.
Did you really throw a grenade?
I threw it underhand, it's fine. Okay, shilling out of the way, let's get into something a little more explosive. First thing that we tried to do was some violent Idris menage a trois. So I'll be playing the role of the typical I'll solo the Idris if I want to pilot, and my org mates, much to their overwhelming joy, will play the role of stumbling across this elusive solo Idris pilot and showing him this is a bad idea and why a crew matters. Since Voidy says every good ship deserves a name, I've called this one Sudoku Off on its maiden voyage. We only had a few other people on, but we gathered 5 other players in 2 Idris, both fit with railguns, and the Idris-M main size 7 turret manned. We started about 8 kilometers away and the fight was on. Right away, I found out that my beam alone was not going to do a damn thing, even attempting to focus on the engines. I was barely scratching the shields. Much to my surprise, my shields on max actually did a much better job of tanking the incoming fire than I expected. The railguns hurt, and I could start to see the hull lighting up. Trying to maneuver this space tractor is slow and painful. I wish we had some smaller fighters involved just to get a better scale of these things in flight. It took my org mates about 15 minutes to take me down. So in my mind, that's an op success, even outnumbered. While not fully crewed, I was able to not be instant popped as long as I didn't take that hateful torp up the stern. Don't worry, I know this test is a bit lackluster. We're trying to get something bigger going this weekend, so stay tuned. Now, as promised, in our shenanigans and testing, I wanted to talk about the 1 torp kill vulnerability of the Idris. When dumbfired from a close range, it will definitively soft death the Idris. Considering CIG has recently said that torps will not be able to dumbfire and have a minimum activation range, that not all working as per usual is definitely the cause of this, as well as the lackluster HP on the rear doors. Hopefully, it will be resolved in a future patch. The fights are much more engaging when all the ship's functions are working. The Idris is not intended to be a 300-meter dogfighter. It's going to be the backbone at range for your fighters. What I don't understand is why isn't anyone talking about the Polaris's glaring vulnerability? That's right, for some reason or other, no one has thought to, or had the opportunity to dumbfire an Idris missile into the back of the Polaris. My, what do we see here? That's right, folks. The Polaris has the exact same issue. If you get in close and dumbfire an Idris missile into a fully shielded Polaris, the engines blow off. Let's do a scan. As you can see, all the components are off. Just one Idris missile and the Polaris is equally dead. Feel free to leave a comment about this in the comments. I know how spicy this one might be for those that didn't consider it. Thanks for watching, and until next time, it's me, some random guy on the internet giving you advice you didn't ask for.